Alright, we're back. This time round, we're in Montreal, Canada, getting ready for the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend and exploring the city and the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Ready for the race, enjoying a bit of live weather around the city here at sunrise. Such a beautiful view. Bit of joyriding around the city, under bridges, and experiencing some rain. I wonder if it's a sign for this weekend's Grand Prix. Oh, but look at the graphics as the rain falls across the canopy. G'day everyone, Z21 here, you can call me Z. So we're starting today at Montreal-Trudeau International. It's an airport close to the city, and as you can see, this time we've chosen the Extra 330 LT in Red Bull livery. I haven't flown this plane before, but just trying something different to the Cessna. Today, I'm not too worried about the technical aspects. I just wanted to have some fun and see what it's like to fly this aircraft. It's an aerobatic monoplane, which is extremely light, very agile, but I think it'll be quite fun to fly around. And it was, actually. So I got the engine started, but I realized for some reason with this plane and at the terminal I chose, there was no way to request a pushback. So instead, just turned it around and drifted along the tarmac looking for a runway. It's quite fun. Again, not following any rules here, which I should, I guess, to learn how to fly. But we're here on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Still so impressed with the graphics. Beautiful scenery as we fly anywhere in the world in this game. So I looked for the windsock and the wind looked like it was coming from the east. So we found a runway that heads in that direction towards the east. Interestingly, putting the power down felt like flying a remote control plane. Very easy to get it into the air. Obviously ATC weren't happy about us taking off at our own leisure. So anyway, we're up and heading to the east. Montreal's not too far away, the CBD. So Montreal is situated along the St. Lawrence River, so pretty easy to find from here. Quite a small city, actually. Let me see what the population is. Forgot to check that, actually. Around 2 million. For the city center, but the greater region is close to 4.5 million. So it's quite a large population actually in the surrounding areas. Again, looking at the cloud cover with the sunrise, beautiful color in the morning. And there you can see some of the CBD buildings in the distance as we head towards the river. What I noticed, lots of trees and quite a lovely scenery around this city. So there it is. You can see the light shining off the river, and just across the other side of the river is where the F1 circuit is. As we get closer, you can just see it there. Right in the same direction as the nose of the plane. And that's the CBD. Just to the left. Awesome view. Just soaking it in. So yeah, there you can see the track on the right. But before we head towards it and do a lap around, I wanted to check a little bit ahead of us to the left here. There is the Montreal Olympic Stadium. Montreal hosted the Summer Games back in 1976, and they built the world's tallest inclined tower. It leans at a 45-degree angle, and quite a cool piece of architecture. A lot of interesting architecture around Montreal. And there it is to the left. I thought I would just do a flyby and then back towards it and try to do a bit of aerobatics here to flip the plane, but completely messed it up. So a bit of a cut and then back towards the city. But look at the graphics here, just amazing. Really just feels like you are in the city. Wonderful. What a cool stadium. Alright, now just heading back towards the river and the city and straight to the F1 circuit. The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. I hope I pronounced it right. And there it is. So looking at it just at a little bit more of an altitude, you can see the back straight there. That back straight is called the Droit du Casino. Quite French, yes. Montreal is a French-speaking part of Canada, I believe. So just there is the main straight, a quick flyby there, and then we'll get into a lap of the track. What a cool looking scene. And here we go. So there are 14 turns here at this circuit, and we go down the main straight, and there is turns 1 and 2. It was quite difficult to turn the plane, as you can see. Finally get it back around, and then it turns 3 and 4. So it goes around 5 and 6. Wondering if that last one was 7. But here we go. 8 and 9 potentially. And then 10 and 11. Sharp hairpin here. And it's fun to slow the plane down. It was really interesting. And that little kink there is 12. And then the chicane up at the end of this long straight. Corners 13 and then 14 to the Wall of Champions right there on the edge of the straight. Quite a fun track actually. And just having a bit of an exploration around now of the different areas of the city. So the Canadian Grand Prix was first hosted in 1978, and interestingly, looking at the different scenes, one of the main buildings there on the left is now the Montreal Casino, but it was the French Pavilion back at the Expo 67 World Fair. And then the dome that we saw on the straight also was the American Pavilion at the time. It's now a, I believe, an environmental museum. But I thought I'd just take another trip. I made a short stop at the Montreal Metropolitan Airport and wanted to take off again and look at the scene. It's just so real. Amazing. Love the graphics in this game. So a little bit of another joy light here. Sun was continuing to rise. I saw there was a bit of rain around, so I wanted to have another look from above. And here I just changed my altitude and climbed higher. So just a cut here now. Look at that, looks so cool. You can see the rainbow in the background. Some darker clouds forming. Tried to just float for a little bit. Looks really cool. You can see the CBD in the distance and the island there where the racetrack is. A man-made island, obviously, that they made for the Expo and then the Formula 1 circuit. Thought I'd do a little bit of acrobatics here. Dive down, bit of a vertical drop. Not really knowing what I'm doing, but just messing around. Quite a fun plane to fly actually. And then a little bit closer. Really cool. But the next thing I thought I would do from here is just see what it's like to fly in the cockpit. So, that's awesome. Just hang there for a moment. What a scene. Yeah, that rainbow. Nice. But yeah, now into the cockpit. Love how it's just moving with the turbulence. Imagine playing this in VR. I think I'd like to get PS VR 2 if I have the chance. Straight down the main straight here. Wow. What a cool flyby. And then I was going a little bit wild here, just enjoying flying through the city, but I cut it out because I'm not sure if that's what viewers want to see, just messing around, and got caught in a bit of rain. And what I thought is just how the rain flies over the canopy there, just looks so cool. Flying past the F1 track. There's been a few Grand Prix with rain in Canada, if I recall. And they can be some fun races. So I wonder what will happen this weekend. Then I realize I have to find my way back to the Montreal Metropolitan Airport. And just try to explore a little bit more as I headed further east. Is the sun now hidden by the clouds? But just so cool flying in the cockpit view. Really, if any of you enjoy flying and don't have a high spec PC but can afford a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 5 Pro, which is also quite expensive these days, it's yeah, definitely fun. But I finally found the runway and tried to make my way. Using the joystick, a little bit difficult to kind of hold it in place, trying to lift the nose, but I made it. A bit of a harder landing anyway. Bit of a bump there. You can see the rain hitting the canopy there, and a bit of a shorter video this time round. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. Thanks so much for hanging out, watching this far if you did. I look forward to catching you in the next video. Definitely welcome to let me know if you have any questions or comments. Still learning how to make these videos, but really having a lot of fun. And hope to see you next time.